Good morning, Dr. Gary on the road. We sell dental practices nationwide. Today's topic is attention buyers. You cannot adjust the final sale price of a dental practice to meet your personal financial needs. We're going to get into that, what we're talking about and so forth. All right? Anyway, we are now in 26 states around the country selling practices. We have 10 employees, including 2 CPA accountants, 1 marketing director, 1 operations director, and 5 development acquisition specialists. So we're growing, and we're excited about it. We've been doing this for 12 years now. I was a dentist for 25 years, and we're excited. We want to get to all the states across the country. Eventually, we'll be there soon. Anyway, so the information we're about to give you is for entertainment purposes. It is not business or legal advice, okay? You can reach us 363 days a year. We take off Christmas and Easter. And our phones are answered from 7:30 a.m. till 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So call us. We'll go over everything you need and give you answers, questions that you have. If you're thinking about selling to a DSO, please call us. First of all, DSOs pay our commission, and we can pick and choose who we think the best one is for you. We get the same commission, so we want to choose the best for you. You know, we work with these people. We know what their turnaround time is. We know what they're like going to contract with. We know what their attorneys are like. We know what post-closing problems may occur. So you got to tailor the right DSO to you. Just because somebody might be offering you big dollars up front, you may think, hey, no problem, they're holding something back. It doesn't always work that way, that it's perfect, because there could be problems. They may never deliver. They'll offer you a high sale price, but they may not deliver on the money they're holding back. Or the company doesn't have the strength. They're trying to build it up and just sell it off and they're going to the Caribbean. So you just got to be aware of that. But we're here to help you. Sometimes we can get the legal fees reimbursed too on certain criteria when you work with the DSOs. So let's get into this. I'm finding this more and more. The buyers think they can just hit a couple keystrokes, figure out their living expenses, and say, well, I can't spend more for this practice because this is my living expense. Therefore, I can only offer X number of dollars. Well, that doesn't work in the real world. First of all, it's a seller's market, not a buyer's market. Somebody will come and simply outbid you, and you're out in the cold, and you've missed a good opportunity. Also, what you have to understand is, while there's no guarantees, I will tell you that you could possibly go 20% the first year increase on a national average. It has been known to happen. I have seen certain buyers dramatically higher than that, and I have the proof for it because I saw the paperwork. One just went astronomical what they did. But let's stick with the possibility of 20%. I think it's possible. So now your income's going up. We could create a pro forma for you also on that will map out the next 10 years. So just remember that just because you have all these living expenses, you just can't say, well, I am not buying the practice. I'm just going to stay as an associate, and then there's no future in being an associate unless you want to be a employee for the rest of your life. And hey, maybe there's nothing wrong with that. You want to do that? That's okay. I don't think you want to do dentistry to be an employee. It's like, whose dream are you going to work on, yours or someone else's? But there are some corporate jobs. Some of the DSOs provide nice opportunities. You can work there for a lifetime, and they'll have certain bonuses. And maybe if that's where your orientation is, that's okay. I can't even think that way, but that's okay. But I'm getting more and more of the younger buyers, or some of the millennials, want the practice to fit into their financial structure. What the real answer is, you may do 20% better the first year. And secondly, you can just raise the fees. You can have a certain increase right there. Work a couple hours, you can have an increase. You just got to understand this, or you may have to maintain a second job for a short period of time as the practice grows and grows and grows. You've just got to be practical. You may need the second source of income. As I said, I have seen astronomical growth on some practices. And I'm not saying you'll do that. I'm just saying it's possible. I don't even want to mention the numbers, and I know they're true because I saw them. But you can have astronomical growth. If you don't, maybe you can get 20%. We know you're going to be successful because I think it was one of the large banks that did a study in 2019, and the success rate was 99.75%. And I spoke to one of the top people. That's just the number of loans that went bad was like extremely small. So you will absolutely be successful. There's no question about it. The only time things are not successful is somebody comes in, rocks the boat, tries to go from a PPO fee-for-service practice to 100% fee-for-service, fires all the staff, changes dramatically all the marketing that was working, that was getting a good return on investment, ROI, decides to radically change that. It's radical moves where you're going to get mixed up, but generally it doesn't happen. Most of the faults, these practices go down, new practices, it's usually drugs and alcohol they get involved with, or extremely poor management decisions that you're just out of your mind. You've got to be careful with that. Just try to maintain some consistency. You're going to do fine. So that's what you must understand. Forget about tailoring the price to your living needs. Pick up a second job. Continue your job. In fact, you're going to buy a practice. Do not quit your present job. Keep it going. It would be fair to your employer anyway. And secondly, I don't know who and what is going to closing and when they're going to closing. I don't know when. 30% of these deals I find do fall apart across the nation. They fall apart. That's what happens. So you can't tell anybody or make plans. Like it's not this computer keystroke type thing. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm closing in 2 weeks. I'm closing in a month. I'm going to lighten up at work, and that's what I'll do that right away because everything's planned. No, it doesn't work by computer keystrokes. There's emotions involved. There's financials involved. Everything can change last minute. Landlords can drive you crazy. We have a case like that right now, driving everybody crazy. Fortunately, we have 2 great attorneys that are going to manage the issues, manage the problems. But you just can't count on it. So you don't quit that second job or your primary job. You keep it going. And if they tell you have to work full time, well, then continue to work full time and just start working at night and on weekends and so forth. And you should be okay. All right? So that's a quickie rundown on everything. Just remember that, and it's going to work out fantastic for you. You'll be extremely successful. This I can assure you, okay? Based on the averages and so forth, you're just going to do great. Now, if you have any other questions, you want to call us, let us know. We're here to help you, give you some advice. We have 12 years of advice now, 26 states. I lost count the number of practices we sold, let alone the ones we negotiated. And yes, there's some that don't go through. And we're still learning after 12 years. Can't believe this. Somebody once told me in this business, in the mortgage business or whatever, finance, that it never gets easier. There's always another problem down the road. But we'll get through it, and you'll get through it. That's what we're here. We have the experience. We've been through it. We are accustomed to working under chaos conditions. Right now, I am in chaos with a deal. Landlord driving us freaking crazy, changing their mind, will not assign the lease now. This is a big problem. Bank won't do the loan if the landlord won't give a 10-year lease. The landlord said they're giving the lease. It's chaos, and it happened 2-3 weeks before closing. We are prepared for that chaos. We are prepared for the bumps in the road. And we set up our foundations for you, the right banks, the right attorneys, to manage those problems that unfortunately do come, and you've got to be ready for it. We're set up for it. Myself, my 9 other employees, we are prepared for you. We don't relax on your deal. We're all over this. We don't relax on your deal until 5 minutes after that deal is finished. That's when we relax. We simply don't stop because we are ready and prepared for chaos, which we know is going to come, unfortunately. But we'll get it together. But we're going through that right now. And we have a tape coming out on this about the chaos we're going through and how it's being managed. Because we have great attorneys, we'll get through this. We'll get this deal to closing, but challenging. But we share this experience with you, and we will get through this, doctor, through it, the buyer and the seller, and we'll get you through your problems and issues. Every deal has a little hurdle. Every deal has some kind of problem. Every deal has another twist. If you think it's going to go just smooth as you wish it would, yeah, I wish it would. It generally doesn't happen like that. Okay, thank you, bye.